Okay, so do you remember the story I told you about what happened to me about how I got ran over by a car?
Yeah,
Okay. I have to go to the doctor every 6 months.
yeah.
I have to have all these tests ran and everything. So I
Uh-huh.
went to the doctor the other day. I went and I got the test results back today. And
Okay.
I got to tell you how ecstatic I am. Okay. So everything is back to normal. It takes 5 years. It took 2.5. And she says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm literally changing the way I ate." So it's taking things out and putting different things in. Because
Yeah,
a lot that's on here I can't eat because of the seeds, but I can replace it with something that I can,
right.
which is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And it's like I need to lose 7 more pounds and I'm done. It's like, and my foot the other day it was tingling. It was like ping. I haven't had any feeling in my left foot. So I can't feel my left foot, but it was pinging. It was going ping,
So you're
ping,
getting feeling back. Holy
and it hurt.
cow.
I have almost all my feeling back in my left foot. It's in my toes now that I just can't feel my toes. So the bottom of my foot, the feeling is back. The top of it's back, and it's all because of how I switched how we're eating here. That's
I
all it is.
I believe that. If that's the only change you've made,
That is. But I wanted to tell you that.
I'm so happy for you.
Me too. We
That's
really are.
amazing.
And if I lose 7 more pounds, I have lost everything I put on since the accident. And
Wow.
and all my numbers look really good.
That is amazing.
So she says, "Tell me what you're doing." And I said, "Well, I'm working with this lady in Wyoming. And so I've been telling people about you." And so I said, it costs $1,295, but I said it's so worth it because I says she'll show you how to change things and how to put different things in. So we got rid of anything with sugar and we got date syrup,
Yeah, yeah,
date syrup,
yeah,
and we got almond flour. So
yeah.
everything is done with almond flour and date syrup.
Nice.
Or I got stevia for some things because my husband needs stevia. So we do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good, but I don't think I've worked with you any longer than maybe 9 months.
No,
And
it hasn't been
just
it hasn't
picking
been
things out.
years, it
No.
that's crazy.
But I wanted to tell you about my foot. And she says, everything just look, you can't tell. She says, you just can't tell when you look at you. She says, look at your numbers. They look fabulous. No screws have moved, no pins have moved, no rods have moved. I could be a bionic woman. That's how much metal I got in me. But I wanted to tell you about my foot. I didn't have any feeling in my foot, but now it was pinging. And I telling her how it was pinging. And I said, but now I have feeling in my foot. And she said, that is amazing. And my back, it just itches and itches and itches where they put the rod at. But your insides are healing now, she says. So it's like, it takes
Wow.
5 years.
So you didn't have feeling in your foot for 2.5 years,
Right.
and you do now.
I do. Yeah.
Wow. And wow. Yeah, I don't even know what it's God's food.
It's God's miracle that I'm even still
Yeah.
alive.
Right, right.
It really is. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here today.
No, I
I
remember your
just,
story.
yeah.
It's wow.
And we've been telling all kinds of people my story. So I have been invited places. I've had to write my whole story out for somebody. They're writing a song about my story. It's like,
Wow.
well, I live by Nashville, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
live an hour and a half south of Nashville. So
Yeah,
we,
somebody's going to turn it into a song for sure. Yeah.
they are.
Wow. Well, gosh, I don't even, I'm speechless. And that's the thing. We keep seeing so many people recovering from things that when you come into the program, I don't know. I mean, yes, I know some things that are going to
Mhm,
heal,
mhm.
but I don't know the, I couldn't tell you coming in this would happen, right?
Right. And I didn't know either, but I was doing it, taking a chance.
Yeah.
I was being hopeful.
Yeah.
And it's like I got off the phone with the doctor's office. I said, man, I need to call you. then when I called you, it said you were making jewelry, and it was like, I must have the wrong phone number.
Huh, I better check that message because that would be for my old business. It should be a new
Oh,
message.
it
Yeah.
said you were making jewelry or you were selling jewelry, and it was like, well, you must do jewelry on the side.
I sold the jewelry company a couple years ago to do this full time, and I thought I changed the message. So I will do that. Thank you.
Okay, well, so I just sent you a text. So, but I wanted
Yeah.
to tell you how
I'm,
exciting I am.
yeah, I am so happy you did. Yeah, this is great news. This is like Christmas for me because, we
Okay.
don't know how the miracles behind this food.
It is, it all just depends on what you want to eat and how you eat. And it's like
Yeah,
I took out, we siphoned so much stuff out, but then we replaced it with other things.
yeah, with healthy things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's all good. But I want you
great
to know
job.
that the feeling it's in my toes now. I have to get all the feeling back in my toes. But this is what happened. It was like the muscles were going open, close, open, and it was so tight. It was really closing tight. And it was like, and I was telling her that, and she says, you are healing now. The inside is actually physically healing. And she says, what did you do? So it's like, so I just told her. She says,
Wow.
wow,
Yeah,
wow. And
that's
she says,
yeah.
I'm really surprised. Everybody said they never thought I would walk ever again. And so it amazes them that they see me walking.
Wow.
I don't even have a cane anymore. I got rid of the cane.
Wow. That is just awesome.
So I just kind of live, it's almost, it never happened. It's like it
Wow.
almost never happened. But when I had the accident, there was an angel there because I saw the angel.
Yeah.
And the angel and the angel's wing wrapped around me because I saw the whole wing wrap around. And the Lord said, you're going to be okay. What am I okay from? I had no clue. I did
Right,
not,
right.
I didn't know. I didn't know for 3 days what happened. I knew
Wow.
nothing. Yeah. So now it's like everybody says, what did you do? And I said, I had these words that God gave me that was just literally pulling me through, that kept me up and going. And I never, never backed down. I never, never, ever got discouraged. It was like the Lord said I was going to be okay. And I just pressed through. And
Yeah.
today, I really am okay.
Wow.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Give
that's
me
amazing.
goosebumps.
Yeah,
It's
you're
God.
you're yes, I'm fighting back tears. I am so happy for you.
Yeah, but it was great. But I just want to tell you thank you
Well,
for
you are
everything you
so
did.
welcome. You did the work, but you're so welcome. Yeah, this you are why I do what I do.
Yeah, but it's a miracle. It's
Yeah.
like this is the first year I've got to work in the garden since the accident. So
Wow.
for 2 years, I had to sit here and watch.
Yeah.
We planted our 6 rows of potatoes, right? And so Lenny says, I got to take a break. I says, go ahead. And I just kept going and I'm dropping everything in. So I am literally running circles around my husband out in the garden this year. Literally, we planted 24 tomato plants, 6 pepper plants. And he says, I got to take a break. I said, go ahead. And I'm just out there digging away. And I said, you sit on the tractor and go backwards and I'll put the compost in. And I had the shovel and I'm just digging. And
That's hard work. And remind me how old you are.
I'm 65. I'll be
Yeah.
65 next week.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I don't feel 65.
No,
I just
no. That's good.
I don't act like it either.
No, that will keep you young too. That's me too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't act 60. I always tell people I'm this many.
Oh, I know one of our favorite salads that I can even get Lenny to eat is the messy burger salad.
Oh yeah.
So we eat that a lot.
Nice.
And what I do with the pickles is I always buy the spears and I take all the seeds out and just chop it up.
Nice.
That's what I do. So we eat that one a lot, and I like the Mexican bowl on the plate, but I don't use the salsa, and I don't use the green stuff. I have the cauliflower rice, I have the black beans, and then I put the lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and I use a little bit of avocado oil. That's my
Nice.
That's my Mexican
Well, you're
salad.
doing enough to heal and you've removed the stuff that was harming you. And that's the key.
Yeah, but it's
So,
great. It was a great,
yay!
it's a great testimony there that
It is. This is a really good testimony. Yeah. Do you mind if I use this video?
I'm in my pajamas.
That's you. I'll let you see the video before I.
Oh, okay. No, you
Yeah.
can do you. I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody else. I don't care who you tell, and I don't care if you tell everybody my story. If you need my full story written down, I'll be happy to send it to you because I have it. I have the whole story.
Yeah.
I have no problem telling people my testimony. We were asked to go talk to a recovery group. I was, and there was a lady there that just wouldn't quit touching me. And I looked at her and I said, "Are you okay?" And she says, "I need a true miracle in my life right now." And I felt
Oh,
like if I
wow.
touched you, that maybe that miracle would rub off on me. Well, she is the mom of a guy who's 21 years old, and she gave him some drugs on his 21st birthday, and he died
Oh,
in a
God.
suit. And so she has not touched drugs since. She went to rehab, and that's where I met her. I got a chance to pray with her,
Wow.
and I tried to be her friend, but she just kind of shoved me off a little bit, which is
Yeah.
I'm okay with. I
Yeah.
did what I could to help her,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine what she went through with that.
No, no, I can't imagine either. The guilt
And
and wow.
my husband goes with me whenever I'm asked to tell my testimony. Now I don't know if I told you about the little girl that hit me that we got to meet her. We got to meet the little.
I don't think you told me that.
Hold on, just a second. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. The TV was on.
No, you're fine.
And
You're
I
fine.
thought I stopped it, but then it kept going. So I had to go back and get it again. Okay, so we got to meet the little girl that hit me. And everything everybody was told was nothing but a lie. It was whatever they made up. So they were told she was on her phone. She was not on her phone. She wasn't talking. She wasn't texting. She did not fall asleep. She was not studying to be a nurse. So everything the newspaper said was not true.
Wow.
We had very good attorneys. She was pregnant at the time of the accident. She did not know she was pregnant. She was 19 years old. She passed out from morning sickness. And it was truly just a bad accident.
Okay.
3 months after the accident, and I was home, my husband said, "I don't want her going to jail." So we had to fight with the district attorney every single month for 9 months. It was like, we don't want her going to jail. We don't want these charges on her. Is there
Yeah.
anything you can do to work with us? Well, no, we're looking at a year where they were pushing for a year. She was 19. And so I had asked the prosecutor if that was your daughter and she was pregnant. Would you want her to go to jail
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have that baby? Do you want that baby to go to foster care? Do you want to raise her baby? What do you want to do? Or do you want her to stay home with her baby? I said, she's
Yeah.
19. Everybody was 19 months. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he says, well, I never really looked at like that. Maybe we'll just go for 6 months. Well, then the month we were to go to court, I had asked the prosecuting attorney, do I have the right to go to court? They said I did. Do I have the right to be heard? They said I did. At this time, now they know what I'm going to say to the judge. We don't want her going to jail. We don't want these charges on her. A week before we were to go to court, they called me and they said, well, we got it all worked out now that we have dropped all charges. It's just a fine now, failure to yield with bodily harm. She has a year's probation, a year to pay it off, and then she can apply to have it expunged from her record. They gave us what we wanted.
Good.
It was us that fought for her.
Good. That is, yeah. Yeah. And that's beautiful because it truly was an accident. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't texting. Look at what's going on in our country and the things people are getting away with.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to punish her when it was an accident.
My husband says to our attorneys, We don't want nothing from them. We just want our medical bills paid. They were $500,000. That is a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And he was so concerned, well, we're going to have to file bankruptcy. And I said, we're not. He says, well, how do you get that? And I says, if God brought us this far and he told me I was going to be okay, he's not going to make me be okay and say, here's your bills. Well, the
Right.
car insurance is only liable for $100,000. And after that, we're on hook for it ourselves. And so our attorneys was working with Vanderbilt the whole time and said, well, this is what the car insurance has to offer. But right now, neither one of them are working. They don't have an income coming in. This is very unusual for Vanderbilt to do. Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt is where I was at. And Vanderbilt said, we're going to go ahead and take what the car insurance is going to offer. And they took a big, huge eraser and erased the rest of the debt. They deleted it. So we paid nothing. So God took care of that too.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
What a great testimony. I love it. I love the whole thing.
and then
Yeah.
today, me and this girl's mom, we're actually really good friends. We talk quite often. We do. We talk all the time. We talk quite often. And I have said, now Katie is the girl that hit me. And she is a nail tech. And so I've actually been sending her quite a few customers from this area down there to her area. So it's like, so she gets to tell people her testimony too. So it's like,
Wow.
we're doing what God would want us to do. We're not
Yeah.
doing what we would, but if that was my daughter,
Right.
that is what I would want somebody to do for her.
You would want
For my
grace.
grandkids.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
But and then somebody said to me that I was such a better person what they could ever be. And my answer was, you seriously don't know how you're going to react to something until you are in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't. So,
Understood. Yeah.
but I just had to share that with you that
I'm so happy you did because you made my day. You
I
really, truly made my day.
really feel my foot. It's like, and really I was doing it. I really got into the program. I wanted to lose 40 pounds because that's what I put on. But I was really hoping that you would help me with my left foot, and you did.
Yeah.
It's
And
amazing.
we didn't know. I mean, yeah. Wow.
It was a chance I was willing to take at that time,
Yeah.
and it was worth every penny. Okay. So,
Well, I am thrilled for you. Yeah, I can't wait to tell my husband because he loves these
okay.
stories. And, but thank you for taking the time to and reaching out to me.
I
And,
had to share that with you because I
yeah,
wanted you to know that your program does more than just help people with one problem, that it can really solve other problems.
well, thank you.
And it does.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thrilled. And keep me posted on the future. I want to hear more about your foot and what goes on.
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm
Okay,
not. I'm
okay,
not. I'm not. So we love God, but so it's all good. But
okay.
you
Well,
can use
have
this.
a great,
You could tell anybody you want about my story because we
okay.
do. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.